Bitmart announces closure after BitMEX, signaling exchange shakeout. Bitmart said it will shut down, according to a July 26, 2026 report from Wu Blockchain that flagged the exchange as the second centralized venue to announce a wind-down in a matter of days, following BitMEX. Two closures in 1 week is not a coincidence of timing. It is the visible edge of a squeeze that has been building across the centralized exchange business for 2 years. The immediate details on Bitmart remain thin at the time of writing, and the primary source is the Wu blockchain post. What matters for users is less the specific reason any single exchange gives and more the pattern the closures trace. Trading fees have compressed, compliance costs have climbed, and liquidity keeps pooling into a handful of the largest names. Mid-tier exchanges are caught in the middle. The economics stopped working for the middle tier. Running a centralized exchange used to be a license to print money during a bull market. That math has changed. Spot trading fees have drifted towards zero as the biggest platforms use them as a loss leader. Market-making incentives, listing wars, and referral payouts eat into whatever margin is left. On the cost side, a compliant exchange now carries a legal and licensing burden that did not exist in the last cycle. Europe made that explicit. Under MyCA, the number of licensed crypto firms collapsed as smaller operators failed to clear the capital and governance bar. We covered how MyCA squeezed thousands of EU firms down to a few hundred, and the same dynamic is now playing out globally through enforcement, banking access, and the simple cost of staying open. When revenue falls and fixed compliance costs rise, the exchanges without scale run out of runway. Bitmart itself has a rough history that made it fragile. The platform suffered a large hot wallet breach in December 2021, and security incidents leave lasting damage to user trust and to the deposit base an exchange needs to survive. An exchange is only as valuable as the liquidity sitting on it. Once users start pulling funds, the flywheel runs in reverse. Consolidation concentrates counterparty risk. Fewer exchanges sounds like a cleaner market. It also means user funds pile into fewer counterparties, and each one becomes a larger single point of failure. The FTX collapse in 2022 and the Wirecard fraud before it are the reference points here. When a custodial platform fails, customer balances can be frozen, clawed back, or lost outright, regardless of what the account screen showed the day before. This is the part that ties an exchange story to how people actually hold and spend crypto. A balance on any centralized platform is a claim on that company, not money you directly control. That distinction stays invisible right up until the moment a withdrawal button stops working. Bitmart and BitMEX users now have to move funds on the exchange's timeline, not their own. The practical response is not to panic sell every centralized position. It is to separate the venue you trade on from the store of value you keep. Assets you are not actively trading can sit in a wallet where you hold the keys, which removes the exchange from the equation entirely. Several crypto cards now let you spend directly from self-custodied balances. So moving off an exchange does not mean losing day-to-day access to your funds. A checklist for exchange exposure. When an exchange announces a wind-down, the sequence that protects users is straightforward. Read the official closure notice for the exact withdrawal deadline and any asset restrictions. Move spot balances first, since those are usually the simplest to withdraw. Close or settle any leveraged or derivatives positions before the trading engine shuts, because open positions can be force-settled at bad prices during a wind-down. Then confirm the destination address on a small test transaction before sending the full amount. For anyone still holding balances on Bitmart or BitMEX, time is the constraint that matters. Withdrawal windows during a closure are finite, and support queues get longer as the deadline approaches. The users who move early tend to get their funds out cleanly. The ones who wait for a better price or a clearer statement are the ones who end up filing claims. The broader read is that the exchange count is shrinking, and it will keep shrinking as long as fees stay compressed and compliance stays expensive. Survivors will be the largest platforms plus a smaller set of regulated niche players. For users, the takeaway is not which exchange is next. It is to hold trading balances on exchanges and store the rest somewhere a company's insolvency cannot touch.